We're gonna start off with the max stack plus a plate, a 10, and a 2.5. And yeah, gonna go stupid heavy. Alright boys, that didn't move as well as I wanted it to. But I'm not too upset, honestly, because I was able to progressively overload this fly for a while on the cut. Obviously, because I went from just, like 230 or something like that, all the way up to the full stack, plus a plate for like a set of 6, I think, was my PR. We're talking about a highest weight and, with a good amount of reps. So let's try to get that same amount on this set. It's a full stack plus a plate. We're going to go for like 6. I might even end up getting 4 because, again, we're cutting. We're getting deeper and deeper into this cut. I want to talk about kind of what I've been eating a little bit. So if you're trying to cut, highly recommend having a consistent meal plan or else you'll deviate from it. Every night, for the most part, I have some kind of chicken and mixed veggies. And that's pretty much it, right? I might have like skinny rice too, but I don't really count that because that's like 5 calories and it doesn't really serve much of a purpose in terms of like macronutrients or anything. Just for satiation, really. But chicken and veggies for sure are a huge staple of mine with sriracha or some kind of thing that I like, some kind of seasoning or sauce that's low calorie. And then I'll have maybe beef stew or some kind of chicken and whatever. I mean, literally, there's a million things you can do, right? But I keep my meals consistent, and they're low calorie, high protein, and stuff that I like. Okay, if you're just like Jay Cutler and you try to say, well, I don't eat for taste. That's how I won all my Olympiads. I just ate like a robot. It's not gonna work, bro, right? You are probably a normal human being who needs seasoning and who needs a little bit of spice and maybe some veggies or whatever, and that's gonna help you sustain your cut. So that's been able to help me consistently to lose weight every week is by having a consistent meal plan and kind of getting my timing right as well. I'll get into that more later. That set was all right. Less than I wanted, but again, guys, if you're cutting and you're losing multiple pounds a week, your activity levels are high, it's going to be difficult to maintain strength or, have higher performance than normal. So, with that said, try your best, train intelligently, optimize your stimulus to fatigue ratio. Don't do anything crazy that's going to cause an insane amount of fatigue with a low amount of stimulus. And you're probably going to maintain, if not grow, during your cut, especially if you're newer. Okay, first few years of lifting, you absolutely can grow during the cut. Is it going to be as effective as if you were bulking? Probably not. But take growth where you can get it. That was the best that 72 has ever moved for me. Definitely happy about that, considering the chest fly was a little bit weaker. But with that said, I think next week what I'm going to do is, unfortunately, reduce the weight on chest flies. Just try to go for the full stack plus an extra plate instead of the 10 on top and the 2.5, because I was still kind of in that progressive overload mindset. But guys, you can't, when you're getting deeper and deeper into a cut, if you're a few years into lifting especially, you're going to find that it's harder and harder to progress to the point where you might even get a little bit weaker. So with that said, like, am I gonna, make an allowance for that in every area of my training? No. I'm gonna train intelligently and try my best to progress where I can and maintain where I can. But there comes a time where you go, okay, I've been getting 3 reps per set. How many effective reps is that? That's not that many. I'd rather get 4 or 5 per set with a little bit of less weight, because that's gonna be more effective for maintaining and growing at the end of the day. So with that said, still, again, surprised at how well 72 moved, because the chest flies didn't move that good today. So anyway, let's go. All right, boys. Single arm push downs. Why do I do them? Why are they important? Well, there's a few things they do differently than normal push downs. Number one would be single arm or single limb movements in general. Stuff that's more isolated tends to give higher motor unit recruitment, which is obviously the goal when you're training. Because if you get higher motor unit recruitment, that allows for a more effective stimulus, and you can optimize your fatigue levels better if you're getting a lot of stimulus, right? Because you can say, well, these sets were so stimulating, let's avoid more fatiguing stuff in the future, right? Whereas bilateral stuff, in a lot of cases, are more efficient than single arm. But if you've hit some kind of muscle building plateau, or again, if you're trying to mitigate fatigue and get a little less volume but a higher stimulus per set, you're gonna be better off doing single arm stuff. And in fact, when I did single arm preacher curls for like 8 or 9 months, I'm still doing them, my arms increased from 15 to 17 inches, okay? And that was just bicep training we're talking about, okay? Imagine, now that I started doing single arm tricep training, what's gonna happen over the course of, say, a year, okay? I don't know if I'll keep them in the program for a year, but if I could do the full stack with ease, single arm, chances are my triceps are gonna be a lot bigger than if I can't. So that's kind of the approach that I have with my training, and it tends to work super well. So anyway, boys, let's get to the set. Ooh. 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 Alright, boys. I'm gonna hit the posing room, check out the pump some more, and we'll be good to go.